What's up, guys? Today I have a DPP OU match versus MTGXerxes. Found him on Showdown. It's the real one. And the reason that I'm uploading this is because 1, DPP OU, one of my favorite tiers and gens, and 2, I am playing Xerxes, one of the main influences that got me not into playing Pokemon, but into uploading to YouTube. So I'm bleeding off a Dragonite. I'm on the other side. He's bleeding off a Jirachi. I was expecting an Ice Punch, so I switched out into my Bronzong as he actually ends up pulling out the Thunder Wave, crippling me, as we both are going to exchange rocks right here. Now, I figured he wouldn't want to stay in and take an Earthquake, so I would go for the Gyro Ball, expecting to switch into something that could possibly resist or just dodge an Earthquake. He ends up going out to a Slowbro. I do a decent chunk despite his resistances, and I see no items, so I was thinking like a Trick Room set, so maybe like a Surf or Fire Blast was coming my way. So I ended up switching out into my Starmie, as he ends up predicting the switch into some sort of special wall, so he ended up going for the Trick. I get a choice specs. Now, I could have went for the Rapid Spin, but I know that Xerxes loves to run like Dusknoir and Breloom, all that stuff, so I just went right for the Specs Hydro Pump, as he ends up going out to a Blissey, another Pokemon that he loves to run. So I take this as an opportunity to switch out to my Bronzong since he really can't touch me, and I was figuring he would just go right for the Soft Boiled. And right here, I did go right for the Boom, expecting his Slowbro to come in. Unfortunately, though, I do get paralyzed, and I don't want to stay in to take a Fire Blast or Surf, so I'm going to switch out into my Starmie, taking this as basically an opportunity to either get off a Rapid Spin or also fire off a Hydro Pump. Now, once again, I do know that Xerxes loves to run Dusknoir. I've watched him for years, or I did back in the day, and I wasn't too sure how he would play with his Dusknoir. So I ended up going right for the Hydro Pump, as he ends up going out into his Blissey. Once again, just bringing it in on my special attackers, so keep that in mind. So I make the switch into my Abomasnow, as he ends up going right for the Seismic Toss. And I figured my best play would be going for the Earthquake, since Jirachi I've seen already, and it's basically his thing that he can switch in to resist my dual stab. So I do end up nailing that Jirachi on the switch in. Now, even though I am offensive, I do not outspeed Jirachi, so I'm going to have to switch out. Going to go out to my Bronzong, figuring he would just go right for the Iron Head at this point, just wanting to take care of my Abomasnow, as he does end up doing just that. Now, I wasn't too sure if he would stay in with Jirachi to take an Earthquake or basically die, or switch out into a Slowbro, but I figured Explosion would be my most optimal play since it's Gen 4, so Explosion basically knocks out everything that is at half HP or doesn't resist. But either way, I can knock it out with the Explosion, as he is able to pass a Wish, though, to this Dusknoir, which is a bit of a problem. I wasn't entirely sure what the set was. I believe he did have like sub stuff from what I remembered, so I decided to just go for the Wood Hammer, hoping that he wouldn't be able to get up a sub, as he ended up going for the Earthquake, which is kind of a misplay on his part, I might say, because what he could have done was set up a sub, been behind that, get the Wish, and then proceed to Shadow Sneak me to knock me out. But either way, it works out for me, because now I can go out to my Banded Dragonite. I have to get rid of this threat. It's too bulky, so I do go right for the Outrage, basically sacking my Dragonite since he is able to burn me with the Will-O-Wisp. But at the same time, though, I was able to get rid of this Dusknoir, which was definitely a threat to my team. So I do end up knocking him out. Now he's going to go out to a Slowbro, because rocks are up and my spinner is kind of crippled. It's holding a choice specs. I really don't feel like switching out, so I'm going to try and just go for Outrageous, hoping he would just go for Surfs. You know, just trying to hit something if I did try and switch, but he's making the safer, more conservative play, which is just going for Slack Off, hoping that I hit myself, that way he can get back up to full HP, which I actually do not. I pulled through twice, and I snap out Confusion, and I am able to hit him with the Outrage, as I am going to go down to the Hail this turn. So now I'm going to go out into my Rotom, what's this thing called, Frost. Now, because he had been just switching in his Blissey on my special attackers, I figured he would do it again, and I really did not have to think about this play. I just went right for the Trick, as I am able to cripple that Blissey, and because it is Minerva, and I know these set, I believe it's like Counter, Seismic Toss, Soft Boiled, and Thunder Wave, he really cannot touch me, though I do not want to get crippled by Thunder Wave just yet. So I'm going to switch out into my Starmie, as he does end up going right for the Soft Boiled. And I know Xerxes, I know he does run Breloom and Blissey on like every team, so I ended up going right for the Specs Blizzard, hoping to catch one of those, like, well, obviously Breloom or like a Dragonite or something on the switch-ins, since I know Xerxes, as I ended up getting a crit on his Slowbro, which is really unfortunate for him, basically meaning that he's just going to save it as death fodder. So he's going to switch out into his Blissey, as I actually get a freeze right here. Now, the best thing he could have done was either soft build up or Seismic Toss. So I can't really say if that mattered or not. It probably did, just because it means he was forced to either try and thaw out or switch. But I believe right here he probably went for the softboard or Seismic Toss. Either way, I can just switch out into my Rotom, as he does stay frozen. I can just fire off a Thunderbolt, And the fact that I am now carrying the Blissey's leftovers means that I am free to switch up moves. And since I'm on a Hail team, by the way, shoutouts to Problems, this is his team, I can just fire off a Blizzard on this Dragonite. He does have a Yachi Bear, which will save him, but the Hail will be enough to take him out. So he tried to go for Dragon Dance, trying to get like a late game sweep, which if he would have survived with the Hail damage, he definitely would have been able to knock out a Pokemon or two. But either way, I can knock him out with the Blizzard. He's going to go out to that Braylon, which I was fearing or thinking about from the beginning. I can knock that out with a Blizzard, and his last is that Tricked Blissey, which really cannot touch a Rotom, plus a Starmie, plus my Heatran, which I have not revealed. So he is going to forfeit. Good game, Xerxes. Unfortunate freezes, but what can you do? I really liked playing him, guys. Honestly, I'm not trying to fanboy, but he was somebody that I wanted to play in DPP for a long time. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy it, and until next time, later.